Good morning, Mr. Kartek. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Good morning.
Oh, I should lower my cedar. That would help.
I always find that helps. I think I said that in a previous video.
Yeah. And turning on and lowering generally helps. So we've got some new toys. Well, we've borrowed some toys.
We have, yes.
And we have a slight gap in our seeding.
Oh.
Are you not running on the GPS course?
I am.
Okay. I need to shuffle that one over a bit then.
It looks as though it's probably about a foot over each side.
I've got it now, I think.
This is epic.
You've never driven a big bud, have you?
I have off screen, but not. I think when I was setting this up, I had a bit of a play just to see how long it would take to do one of the fields.
And you've gone for the most ridiculous. Well, not quite the most ridiculous, because you could have had it in Chrome, but
yeah, that was a little bit much, I thought.
Yeah, but you've gone for the triples, and
yeah, these were what, 1100 horsepower.
Yep, just enough to be able to pull the seeder at 27 miles an hour when it's not working.
Yeah,
which is pretty nuts.
You wouldn't expect something this big to go that quick, but
no, I suspect the real one doesn't. I suspect it's a feature of the mod we are using.
I think that is probably a fair summation.
I'm just realising, so we've skipped ahead a fair bit.
Yes.
Probably what we should have done in that skipping of time was take some manure and slurry to the BGA.
Oh, slurry. Oh, yeah.
Not like we're short cash, but, you know.
No, it's right.
We're making like 80 grand a day on milk, so...
Yeah, it's a tidy little earner, that one.
It's a nice little earner for 1,000 cows.
I was going to say, yeah, for 1,000 cows, they should be paying their way.
Yeah. It's interesting that they're different numbers.
They're different... Oh, yes.
I guess we're not quite at the same... I know they're the same age.
Are they? They should be different.
I think we got them within the same month. They're all 24 months. No. Unless that's a visual glitch, because we did get them a little bit apart. So... I was about to say, I suspect the difference is age, but obviously not.
I have no idea, but either way, I'm not going to grumble at 80 grand a day.
No, and in a few months we'll have 2,000 cows.
Oh, dear. Right, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this.
You turn the steering wheel to the right.
Yeah, I've gone a bit too far, though. Let's give this a whirl. What could possibly go wrong?
I'm going to back it up.
Oh, no. No.
I think that might be the sensible option. Or cedar.
It's a good job that there's no collisions on
that poor cedar
telegraph poles, and that the cedar flexes.
Yes. Very flexible. very flexible. Now you've got another one.
My fantastic landscaping.
Yeah.
Not.
What are you going to do on the next corner? Or are you just going to ignore it?
I'm going to
keep going straight.
Use the articulation to the... I don't really know what's going to happen here. This is going to just end up being an interesting corner. There we go.
I should have adjusted cruise control speed. Doing the turn at 24 miles an hour, this is not fun.
So yeah, if you sort of make my corner look a bit nicer, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
A little bit of professionalism.
A little bit, yeah.
Not much. There we go. There we go. I'm obviously a bit more experienced at handling big things.
But...
Had to go there. And I think we'll probably be okay with two headlands.
I would imagine so, yeah.
We might. I don't even think... Well, I guess we'll naturally skip rows. between us. So
yeah, that worked well with the
yeah,
normal size tractors, didn't it?
it
So
did.
yeah,
These are normal size tractors for this kind of size farm.
it's a fair point. This is a fair point.
You know, they are pulling a ridiculous amount of weight. So
Yeah, did we ever work out what the complete weight was?
no, we should add in something like VCA because that'll tell us.
Yeah, fair point actually.
And it'll give us, not that we need them for any of the kit that we've got, but it'll give us things like diff locks if we ever get stuck.
Yeah,
if we add in the mud mod.
I was just about to say that. Can we add in the mud mod and then mention that there's mud every 3 seconds?
And that we've got stuck in it.
And we've got stuck in
and
it.
And I don't know how we've got stuck in it again. Yes, the reference.
Oh, we're a pair of cynics, aren't we?
Well,
there's multiple people doing it.
Yeah, I think my favourite on that was I watched a bit of a certain person series on Purbeck who'd added loads of mud to the map himself and was then complaining that he was getting stuck in the mud that he'd added in.
Why could this be?
Yeah. Personally, I find that most mods like that, like the REA mods, I find they generally go too far.
Yeah, I think I'm torn. I think in small doses, stuff like that is quite cool. But to be, how can I put it nicely? To be getting, I don't know, stuck every 3 seconds is a bit much. And if you do it like, I don't know, it just bucketed it down with rain, like winter, for instance, or something like that. And role played it that way rather than
it's the middle of summer and
sticking 3 ton of mud down. And
I caught a bit of one of VF's Attiman videos, and it looks like he's added it in, but it looks like it's working more sensibly on what he's done.
Oh, okay. I
haven't
seen that. Yeah.
I mean, it is still having to account for the fact that it's muddy.
Yeah.
But
it's done sparingly.
Yeah, and he didn't seem to be getting stuck in. You know, I think he was just using it for the sort of the effect it gives on the fields and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't getting stuck, but his tractors were getting pretty deep because it was wet.
Yeah, which is how it.
Yeah.
It's probably a good way to be using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was watching Jerry's 6420 this morning.
Okay.
He's an Irish cow farmer.
Right.
And he just got a new Red Rock slurry tank.
Right, okay.
He was just picking that up, and he was talking about the fact that they'd upgraded from 2,000 gallons to 2,500 gallons. But they'd considered 3, but thought they'd spend half of their time being stuck or just not being able to go on the field. At either end of the slurrying period.
Yeah.
So they went 2,500 gallons, and I think they've got 900 wide wheels on it, tyres on it.
Wowzers.
They're insane.
Something that Eagles would get excited about.
Oh, definitely. It looks really good. I'm surprised that we don't have a Red Rock slurry spreader on, because
there's there's Red Rock trailer, isn't there? We've got them on Maple.
Yeah, we've got the trailers.
You've got them on Maple.
I guess maybe it's just that 4D hasn't got to them yet.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought that would have been classic 4D modding territory with, a big Irish manufacturer.
Yeah, you'd have thought so. Because what's the... Oh, I should know the brand that they've done for a slurry tanker.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Answers in the comments below. Oh, I can't think now. It's going to bug me.
I can't remember which one it is either. They did Marshall, I think, didn't they?
That was it.
But I'm sure they've done another one.
It. Can't recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's done a Tom Pemberton one, or one where you can change the brands.
Yeah.
A lot more colours, like.
I think there aren't many modders that make mods like that. Is the problem?
No, I suppose not.
I think like 4D is going to stick with Irish brands until he's done all the Irish brands he wants.
Yeah.
So you're relying on someone else, and there doesn't seem to be many people who make like slurry tankers and stuff.
No,
because I'd have thought, like, you know, like we've got baby trailers, and I guess maybe try and convince Elite and the guys who helped him with the Western trailers.
Yeah.
I'm using those on using those on Saxthorpe, and they're really nice.
They are lovely.
Yeah,
they were great on.
You've used them as well, haven't you? So.
Yeah, great on Calmston.
Yeah, I used them somewhere else, and I don't know whether they've had an update. But before they seem to have a few little issues, but they all seem to have gone now. So
okay,
I'm really pleased with them on Saxthorpe.
They are. Yeah, I
get
am going to turn around and get these little bits
I'll get those
then...
if you turn around and set up on the next run.
Okie dokie. Oh dear.
And then we can be a little bit more organised.
We can indeed.
There, there is no evidence at all that someone screwed up the GPS setting.
It's been a while though, hasn't it? So
yeah.
Out of practice.
And I even forgot to add GPS initially, because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
No, this is true.
I guess I have got it on Maypole to add the cost of GPS in, but once I've bought it, I don't actually use it. I use VCA because it's infinitely easier.
It is, to be fair. It's a lot more. What's the word? Forgiving.
Yeah.
Those is the word. I think we've said that before, haven't we? Not on the turns.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm going to test out. I don't know if it'll work. I've got headland mode active on here, so it should stop me 25 metres from the end of the field.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
It's not out yet. I think it's out on Friday, maybe. The next Saxthorpe video. I was playing around with enhanced vehicles headland mode, where it turns at the end of the run for you.
Oh. And how did that go?
Works quite well. I was spraying a couple of fields, and I almost didn't need to be there.
Oh, so full.
Yeah.
Millennial farmer.
Yeah, because I'm using precision farming. Obviously, precision farming switches the sprayer off when it gets to the bits you've already done. So it's just like cruise control on, headland mode on, and sit back and ramble.
Ramblificate.
Yes. And in the end, I took over because I got a bit bored.
Yeah.
But it was quite an interesting test to just see how well it worked.
It's something that I've never used with guidance steering, to give it its proper name.
The only person that I've ever seen use the headland mode is Argsy when they did, I think it was in 19, when he and FSG were playing on West Texas.
Right.
Because I think he wandered off while the combine was working.
It's quite a cool test, I suppose.
And he just set it to stop.
Yeah.
And it worked. I quite like enhanced vehicles got that as well, so you can set it to switch cruise control off a distance from the edge of the field.
That's a cool way of doing it.
That's quite nice. Quite like that.
It's slightly more technical than what were we doing? We were doing the other field. We would think we were doing that field
when we were trying to swap rows.
We were swapping rows, and you were you had to leg it. I think I think the door went, or there was a delivery, and you legged it before the end of the. And got back before the end of the row. Yeah.
I'm going to knock down my cruise control actually. We get to the headland, but
it is a good idea.
I will wait so that you can turn.
Yeah. We're on 2.
Yep. I quite like that this and Enhanced Vehicle both have the track numbers.
Yes, I do like the one on... Oh, that's a bit sharp.
I was... so one of the crops that I was spraying were the sunflowers on Saxthorpe.
Right.
And, they were so tall that I couldn't even see the GPS lines.
Yeah.
So I was relying on the track numbers on the HUD.
Yeah. Does... I can't remember if you can change the height.
I know on VCA you can. I don't know for Enhanced Vehicle. We seem to be running ever such a slightly different width.
Yeah. Offset the line. This could go horribly wrong.
I'm just doing little manual corrections. It's fine.
Oh, you can move them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing little manual corrections.
So in settings, on lines, there's a line offset to the ground.
Okay. Yeah, I need to have another look at Enhanced Vehicle and see if it's got something like that. But I was literally just going by, all right, I'm in row 5, I need to go to row 6, and the cool thing with that is with the automatic turning on the headlands, you can tell it whether you want to go plus a track or minus a track, and how many.
Oh.
So
make it easy for turning,
yeah,
not
so
jackknife.
A bit like the VCA one, you could set it to do skip rows and turn on its own, which is quite nice.
That is clever. Yeah,
that is quite nice.
Because you do see that, you know, with the big kit, instead of doing a 3, 4, 5 point turn, it's just easy to do an arc, isn't it? And then fill back in.
Yeah, definitely. You'd never want to try and reverse this.
No.
However good you are at reversing.
Yeah, because you've got 1, 2, 3 pivot points, which is just...
And they're all on dollies.
Yeah.
So it's not even just reversing 3 normal trailers connected together.
No.
You haven't. Yeah, I guess technically you could work it all out. But I think you'd very quickly end up in a mess. And in the real world, very quickly end up breaking something.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Spending a shed load of money.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to give it a go. I don't want to do it in game. I wouldn't want to even attempt it in real life.
We are very quickly hammering through this field.
It is going down rather quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, you consider the headlands.
Yeah.
That's a fair old chunk.
I've just looked in the map. I'd say we're well over a third of the way through.
Excellent
body
news.
of the field. So we've got 2 cornfields to plant next time.
Yes.
And then maybe some grass work because we're desperately short of hay and silage. And I've put we have no straw left in the shed, I don't think.
Oh dear.
It's all in the animals, so.
Well, yeah, I guess we've not got to hang around, have we, really?
No.
So
I wonder whether we... Controversial. Buy another field and plant oats in it.
Oats?
Yeah.
Why oats?
Because it's the only crop we can plant that gives us straw at this point.
I see.
Because we did wheat. You probably wanted to go 1 row further over or do that. You did want to reverse it.
I did a little bit.
I'm just thinking that last time we harvested the same field with wheat in it and we haven't had enough straw.
Fair point, yeah.
So I think we probably need another straw crop, or we need to do a couple of harvest contracts come summer and grab the straw from them.
Yes, I'm just looking at...
I don't know if there are any obvious fields to buy.
Yeah, 11 was a bit of a trek though. 2 or 1?
There's 2.
1 might already have oats in it. It does. How much is field 1?
1.3 million. We could afford it.
We could, and it comes with a load of land.
Yeah.
Not that we need that bit, but
no, but there might be grass on it.
That is a fair point. Should we
do it?
Do it.
Yeah.
Not like we need the money, is it?
No.
And then if we go into
how much are the soil samples?
Gee, 33 grand.
That's all right. I thought it was going to be way more than that.
No, that's fine, isn't it?
How's that field looking?
Lovely.
pH should be at least good by the looks of it. Nitrogen.
Yeah. Not bad, actually.
No. That's relatively good condition, actually.
It is. Liking that.
But yeah, I think, you know, we haven't had the cows a whole year, and our whole straw harvest has gone. And there's plenty in the cow sheds at the moment, but
yeah, and it's, you know, it's not an absolute necessity, is it? But
no, apart from being able to make food.
Oh yeah. Oh, is it using that recipe? It's been that long. I can't actually remember which one we got it on.
I think we had TMR fast.
Yes, it was.
But most of the recipes use straw by the looks of it. All
yeah,
of them
they do
use straw. So,
which is fine. Yeah, like you say, I'll have to get some.
Yeah, we might have to buy some. We've got 47,000 litres left. All right. We might have to buy some if we need to make more food.
Yeah,
but
that'd be okay.
Still got £500,000. I've got £500,000 in the bank.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got dollars.
It was more that I'd forgotten to change it, which means I'll forget to change it again when we finish.
Yeah, I remembered this time, which is unusual for me.
I know. Do a little bit of in-cab.
Oh, yes. They are nice mods, to be fair. I haven't actually checked to see.
There we go. No. Even turn the HUD off.
You fancy.
Look at me. Realism
seats
is
going
key.
Down.
I can't see, so it's fine, you know?
Yeah.
I now can't see if I run out of anything. Bliss. I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
If I just look forward, I can't see what's behind me. Fine.
So if I now go, I'm on 6. So if I go to
9.
Do you want me to go to 9?
Yeah, if you go to 9, and I'll go to 8.
Okay.
That probably works better.
We are caning through this field.
Yeah, looking at the map, it's ridiculous how quickly we've got through it.
When I was just buying that field, I was like, well, there's no way we're that far through. And then you look and you go, oh, yeah, we actually are. But we're covering, what, 80 feet in one go?
160 with 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty immense. Your setup looks very cool from the cab from here.
I'd like the black and the red grille, and the twin exhausts just give it that sort of hardcore look.
Yeah,
I'm liking your little baby white one though.
It's a pretty classic look, isn't it?
It is.
You seem to be struggling with the hill, sir. Or if you've got cruise control notched down.
No, we're on 9 miles an hour currently.
It
is.
And I've
somewhat slippying back up to 11 now.
I found the hill.
Yeah, see, even with 1100 horsepower.
Yeah. There's always that physics thing of traction.
Yeah.
You can have infinite power, but if you don't have grip.
You'd think though with triples it would help, but
you would.
I don't think it's that advanced.
But we have also seen how well your Bent does on duals. You know.
Yeah, that is it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah. Yeah, so this time if you just go 1 across,
Yeah.
And I'll go 2.
Okay, yeah. Got yeah. This is going to take some thinking about. You'll have to tell me each one.
Yep.
Not that we've got that many left,
No.
actually.
No. It's 3, 1, 2. I think there's about 4 or 5 passes and we'll be done.
Yeah. This will be one of it's the biggest field that we've got, near enough, I think, isn't it? And it'll be probably the shortest video we've made.
Quite possibly, because when we did the wheat field, you started off planting while I was liming, I think, didn't you?
Along those lines, I think.
Something like that. So it wasn't 2 seeders running the whole time, I don't think. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, you would. Yes, that's correct. You were liming. I think I was. Yeah, I started the drilling.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Same with the cotton. Actually, we were doing.
Yeah. We only had one.
Anhydrous and.
Yeah.
You were running the planter, weren't you?
Yeah.
Or I was. Can't remember.
The other 2 fields we should be able to run both planters, I think.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Should be quicker.
I think we're going to need to get them done.
Yeah.
In a reasonable time.
They're probably about the same size as this field. No.
Combined.
Yeah. But the planters are slightly narrower, so.
They are.
Did you manage to make the turn?
Did. Ever so carefully.
Nicely done, sir.
I do love this bit of kit.
You want to keep them, don't you?
I think we're going to have to.
I'm sure we can lease them for another day or so. I don't think we need them for anything other than planting particularly.
It's probably not the best carting tractor, is it, to get close to the...
No. Well, at least yours probably
the combine. No, yours might just pass, yeah.
See, I was the sensible one for a change. Apart from the gold chrome exhausts.
Yes, I have spotted that. There's incredibly Disturbed-esque.
Yeah, there had to be a little bit.
A little bit of bling.
Yeah. And that's about all I can stand of not having all of the information on the screen.
Are you back? Hood is back.
Hood is back, and I'm back outside. It's really weird. I'm such an information junkie that I have. You will have noticed I usually have as much on the screen as I can possibly have. And I used to early on turn them all off at points so that you got a cleaner picture, but I could really do with being able to have the HUD on a separate screen.
Okay.
So that I could see all the information that I want, but it's
then turn off in game.
And I guess you can get some of it on Sim Dash.
I was going to say, is there not a bespoke one you could do for that is game information rather than just vehicle?
I don't know if you can get like the precision farming information and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you could get it to tell you like speed and seed and stuff.
Yeah.
Which might be enough.
Yeah.
Except that I very rarely have Sim Dashboard switched on. So.
Yeah. I bought a tablet to use it now. Mrs. Disturbed has got it.
She loves it. She loves that tablet.
There you go. See? Worked out well in the end.
Yeah. So just don't tell the sax man.
Oh, yeah. Shh. Hill coming.
Yep.
Found it.
I can I can actually see my speed now, so I'm going to see. I haven't slowed down at all.
Okay.
Now, no, we're both running about the same amount of seed. In fact, you've got less on board than I have, so it's those dodgy triples.
Yeah, reduce the grip rather than add.
Or more friction.
Yeah, fair point.
But
yeah,
I've never really tested it in detail, but I've never felt that FS really handles extra wheels properly.
I am now racking my brain.
I know Farmer Cop has a video, I think.
Is that the one with all the case?
Yeah.
tractors.
I've not watched it, but I think Farmer Cop has a video. I should watch it because his tutorials are really good.
Yes.
So you're going 2 this time.
I was waiting for that. I remembered. 11.
Yeah, so I've not watched it. I've seen that he's done a video, but my kind of gut feel is that they have some effect, but not a lot.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that the only evidence I've got is from being on Calmsden and going up the hill towards the BGA.
Yep.
And I did it with, I think it was the Scania truck I'd got, wasn't it? And I did it with I'm going to say 4-wheel setup. I know it's not 4 wheels, it's probably 6.
Yep.
But then I added the extra axle, and that did make a difference. Now, whether that's position of the load being further back on the body, I don't know.
Or the fact that it's an extra complete axle rather than just more tyres.
Yeah, you got more drive, effectively.
Yeah, and I suspect, and I know if you're using VCA or enhanced vehicle, if you switch 4-wheel drive on, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. You're adding like 6-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually.
Rather than you going from having 2 sets of wheels on each axle on your truck to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got another axle. Yeah, you've got another drive axle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it then, actually, thinking about it.
I think FS does differentials and that kind of thing okay. But I've never really felt that they've done extra wheels properly. I could be completely wrong. And I need to go and watch Farmer Cop's video to see if I am completely wrong. But my gut feel is that it doesn't seem to have as much effect as I would think.
Yeah. But I need to try and see that video, find that video and find time to watch it to see if it does.
Yeah.
See what the conclusion was.
Because I generally tend to do it for a visual effect.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like if you're running a big cedar on the back of a tractor, you might put jewels on the back to help spread the load. But I do it assuming it's entirely visual rather than actually performance. And
yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, because I can't remember now, and it's a while since you did the video when you did that ridiculous trailer one.
Yep.
What did you end up with on there? Was it the big bud you tried?
I think I started with a Fendt 1098.
Yeah.
On Jules. And I did then switch, I think, to the big bud on Jules or triples.
Yeah.
But I suspect some of it is more mass.
Yeah.
And you know, there's no guarantee with mods and stuff as to whether they're using base game tires with base game tire behavior.
Which I think is possibly the issue with the Fendt, isn't it?
It is. It's the front tires are not very grippy. The LSWs on there are not set up to be particularly grippy.
No.
Now that could be realistic because they're designed to spread load rather than grip.
Yeah, that's true.
Well done.
See, getting the hang of it now. We're nearly done.
Yep. So it might be realistic that they're not massively grippy.
I suppose as well. Yeah, I mean, even if you just karting, would you be going 30-something mile an hour in a field?
No.
Most likely not.
No.
So there may be some driver input causing the issue as well. But
I have been told that generally I should go slower.
We're still on Farmson, aren't we?
Yes, we're still on Farmson. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't have any speeding tickets in the real world.
Oh, yeah. I need to talk to you about that, actually.
So, yeah. It's funny, so the teenager passed her driving test last week, I think.
Yes.
And so she's got her own car. Her great grandparent brought her a car.
Cool. Saves you a job.
And she, more importantly, she paid to insure the thing.
Oh yeah.
But the insurance comes with a tracker box, which we were just fitting this morning.
Okay.
And the only thing that it checks is that you're not speeding and that you're not driving further than you've told them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Not going to let you borrow the car, is she?
We are both insured on it. The only times that I've driven it, I have to take it to the garage to pay to have things done on it.
Oh, okay.
Like getting it MOT'd and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's
Kind of classic dad stuff.
I say dad job, yeah. I can't remember. I think it was someone at work I was talking to about it, and they was saying that there's different things that some of the boxes measure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you say, location is one of them. I don't know if time of day.
Yeah. So the guy that I was speaking to said that this one on their policy only measures speed and mileage. And this guy was saying, and my nephew, when he had a car, it penalised you for driving in peak hours. It penalised you for driving late at night, and it also penalised you for if you brake hard and that kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, your driving style.
Whereas this one it's basically you're not speeding, and you're not driving further than you've told us.
Yeah.
But some of them, are much more intrusive and.
The braking too hard one. You can just imagine that, like trying to emergency stop.
Yeah.
So you don't go into the back of somebody that's just brake check you or whatever the scenario is, where you're innocent, so to speak.
Yeah, and you screw up your day's driving.
And then you get your insurance premium when it goes up.
Yeah.
Because you broke hard. Well, I can't win either way, can I?
It's quite interesting. You're on 2 this time.
Yep.
It's quite interesting that you as soon as you passed, you have to obviously change the insurance because it was a learner policy. So it did that, and they're like, you can drive the car from now, but the box will go in the post, and within so many days of the box arriving, you have to fit it.
Yeah.
And so, because the box arrived a couple of days ago, at the moment she's being penalised by something like £1.80 on her renewal because they've got no box data.
Ugh.
So it gives you like a running impact of your driving style.
Okay.
Which is quite cool, I think. Because obviously it'll give you feedback on do you need to adjust how you're driving to improve your insurance cost. And I think probably that's partly because the box and the app are generic. So some insurance policies that use that box will monitor more, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a pain in the ass. You have to have it stuck on the windscreen because it's essentially a GPS and a mobile phone.
Of course, yeah.
So you have to have it like on where we would have had a tax disc back in our younger days.
Back in the day.
So you basically have to stick it there, and then you have to keep this thing charged as well.
It's like it's just an awkward sat nav then.
It is pretty much. And it has the one cool feature it's got is because it's got a SIM card in it. It's got like an emergency button. So if you have an accident, you can press this button and it will put you through to their advice line through the box.
That's actually quite a cool feature.
Yeah, I think for young drivers who might, when they, if they have a little bump or whatever, suddenly completely panic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's that, oh my word, what do I do now?
Yeah, and you just hit this big red button.
And
someone will talk you through it, and it's like, that's awesome.
That is very cool. That's quite a good perk.
Yeah,
I suppose
it was quite weird because she's had the car for a while, and she was on a learner policy for quite a while. And you don't have to have the box on a learner policy because you have an adult. You have a responsible driver in the car. Yeah. So that's quite interesting to chat.
Driver.
Yeah, to chat to this insurance guy about and stuff. So, but it's the most expensive insurance policy I've ever had to pay for. Well, I didn't actually have to pay for it. The great-grandparents paid for it again, but I had put it on my debit card and it was a scarily big number.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had to look yet. A few years off for that.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first got insured, and it probably didn't help that I'd got a 1.6 litre Fiesta Z-Tech S. So proper something you'd see in Essex.
Yep.
Lowered alloys, spoilers, body kit, a lot. And
you must have needed a mortgage to insure that.
It was £2,000 a year.
Yeah, this one's not quite that much.
No,
but it's a 1 litre Corsa.
Yeah, but still, I bet that. Yeah,
it's a really nice little car. And so when I didn't buy my first car until I graduated, and I brought a new Peugeot 206 because we had someone who could get us the family discount on new Peugeots. And it came with a year's free insurance.
Even better.
So the first car that I ever had to insure myself, the first year was free, and at the end of the first year, they gave me maximum no claims discount.
Awesome.
Which I protected, and then proceeded about 2 or 3 weeks later to be in a major motorway car accident, which wrote the car off, wrote my neck off, but I had protected maximum no claims bonus.
Awesome.
So I never had any scarily huge insurance policies.
Yeah. I mean, this was the time. I mean, I was an apprentice back then, so I was earning my way, earning a wage, paying my way. And it was like, I haven't got anything else to pay for at the minute, so...
Yeah, spending it all on insuring a car.
Yeah, near enough.
Yeah. I remember most of my uni mates had cars, and I have no idea how they managed to pay to insure them.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that they all had old bangers that were on like third-party only insurance.
Well, that was the thing. That's what you could do, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I just think the whole lot is ridiculous. And what annoys me so much is every year when you get your renewal and it's gone up, so you ring them up. Oh yeah, we can do it at this for you, and it's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
Than the previous year.
They rely on you not bothering.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm pretty bad for that. If it's close, I'll generally just leave it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I can't be bothered.
Yeah. Better do a bit of in-cab, hadn't I, now we've nearly finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Spacious in here.
Come on, slacker.
I mean, it's just me doing the majority of the work as normal.
Oh, yeah. Or you.
Oh,
slaving away for those extra 2 minutes.
These are awesome bits of kit, though.
They are.
Good spot on there.
Yeah, so these we didn't mention.
These are by.
These I don't remember who they're by, but they are off of a Facebook page that was shared by FS News. So if you want to find them, go look on FS News's Facebook page, and you'll be able to find them. They linked to another Facebook page which had them, and I think they're basically an edit of the Giants one. Adding in some extra options.
Yeah.
So the one that we're missing is the sprayer, the Big Brute sprayer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which would be quite cool as well. Yeah, that's quite a nice bit of kit. We had that in 19, so.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's available in 19. It's not been converted, or no one's made it yet, which is a shame because you could then have a big bud farm mostly.
Yeah, you could do proper Welkers.
Yeah. I've never really watched much of their stuff, but I think I watched the video where they made the big brute sprayer, because that's one that they made themselves, isn't it? Out of the smaller big bud tractor.
I think you might be right actually, and I can't remember if I've watched that one.
It was quite cool watching them do that convert. I kind of like that kind of engineering-y stuff where people just, it's like, well, if we take this and cut some bits off it, weld some new bits here, and then we can drop this on the back of it, and
it'll do this for us.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
It is, and they're both very clever chaps as well, aren't they? I mean, the one's building his own house now, isn't he? Or probably even built it by now.
Yeah. So I've not watched much of their stuff, but I do enjoy,
for a while.
I do enjoy that kind of, like improvised engineering-y stuff.
Frankenstein stuff. Yeah.
That I suspect a lot of farmers do. A cow farmer down, they don't quite go to that extent, but they run a lot of old kit, and they will do a lot of stuff to keep old kit running.
Yeah.
I remember watching him. They needed a bracket for something for, I think it was an old tractor they'd brought or something, and he just made it out of a bit of metal in his shed.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
And it's just like, that's so cool.
Have you seen his new edition?
Yeah. Which one?
I think it was it. Do they do antique or old school Thursday?
Vintage Thursday. I've not watched the latest one. No.
Okay, I won't spoil
the
it
not
for
quite
you.
Vintage Thursday.
Not quite vintage Thursday. It's a lovely bit of kit, that is.
They've got some really nice old tractors on there. That they did. I don't know if you saw some of the ploughing ones they did, where they dug out the big old articulated Massey.
I haven't seen that one. No.
Yeah.
I saw the fodder beat one the other week with that old hunter, but
He's one of those YouTube that generally Vintage Thursday I don't always watch straight away, but his farming videos I will pretty much put on as soon as I see them come out.
Yeah.
Because he's really laid back and kind of I just enjoy his laid back style more than I enjoy Tom Pemberton's hyped style.
Yeah, he explains things as well properly, and there's not a negative comment. There's not the overproduced episode. Like the other one where they were doing the Ted in the hay the other week. It was just drone footage and that sort of
it's either him sat in his
tractor noise.
It's either him sat in his tractor with his mobile phone pointed at him or pointed out of the window.
Yeah.
Or it's him walking around a field with his mobile phone, or he's got his drone out. It's very basic, but I kind of like that chilled out, slightly more. I think it's aimed at an older audience.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is probably why you enjoy it now. And you're like a little bit older.
Whatever.
I think it's something. I had a comment on a video yesterday about it that, like, I think it applies to both of us. Generally, our content is aimed at slightly more mature people.
Slightly.
Or older people. Sorry, not necessarily mature, but you know what I mean. We're not going for the
what shall we name the dog level audience?
Teenagers, young kids, young adults. Trying to get everyone super excited about whatever you're doing.
It's just not me.
No, you. No, it's like I struggle to watch videos like that, so I ain't gonna make them.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's my standard rule is if I won't watch it, I won't make it. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Again, that was a comment from Farm Sim Bob. I think I had overnight because he's where I was at the start and making time-lapse videos. He's like, but I don't watch time-lapse videos because I like talking.
Yeah.
It was where I was talking on Saxtalk about how I normally make videos.
Yes, I clocked your point about mine. Thanks. Yeah, whatever.
That's right. Sorry.
I'm joking.
Literally, any video that has a time lapse with music, I will skip it.
Skip that bit, yeah.
Because I like hearing people talk.
Yeah.
And it's not just yours, it's anyone. Any video, like, people like FSG and Argsy do all these nice, sexy montages with music playing. I don't see any of them.
No.
I've got kind of good at it. It's usually about 3 or 4 hits on the taps on the screen to make YouTube skip it enough.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
it does. And it's why I said in Sax, like, I think it's a video that's not come out yet. So I was setting up for a nice sort of cinematic shot, and then I realised that I'd have to just put music over it. So here I am.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I'm torn. I think I started doing it because, like you say, time lapses have their purpose for getting stuff done quick and showing stuff. But, like you say, how many people actually sit and watch it? Don't know. So try a montage. And also that then, they're subtly different, I think. In the sense that you have to put more effort into a montage.
You have to do a lot of effort on the camera work and stuff to make it look good.
That's exactly what.
And I appreciate the effort.
Trying to enunciate
the stuff that you send me from Maypole. I really appreciate the kind of cinematography. Might be an exaggeration, but that effort that goes into getting nice camera shots.
Yeah.
But I then talk over them.
Yeah, but I think that's an easier thing to do than, and it works better doing it with a montage, slower stuff than, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think, it's one of those things, push it a little bit, or push myself more so, probably.
Yeah, it's interesting that as to what different people, it's how you try and communicate that you've done the job without just going, look, planted field.
Yeah, it's like on the oaks, like skipping through winter. Just a few 20, 30-second snips of delivering wheat or whatever it was, just to show that I did actually do it.
So I'm going to contradict myself now. When you do it at the start of the video, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's like an introduction.
Setting the scene.
Yeah, and I think that works. It's when it's halfway through and someone goes, I'll just do a little montage now. And it's like, okay, skip. Cool, you're back.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly a function of how my brain is. But it'd be interesting to know how many other people do that. And how many people
would actually
enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because if, it's one of those, again, I'm really... It probably doesn't help my progress. I make things that I like, and that means I don't do a lot of things that people really love in videos.
Yeah.
It's like you'll never see me do a farmer's diary, and all that kind of stuff. You might occasionally hear me do a bit of scene setting, but generally you won't.
I think a lot of it as well is the fact that we don't necessarily... And if we, like we were just saying, we don't necessarily skip massive amounts of time.
No.
When you do, you'll either, right, we're in April now, this is what we've done, or there'll be little clips of said progress put in. But I think the thing I find as well, and I'm probably guilty of doing it, is, so, you do harvest, let's say we're going to harvest. There's only so many camera angles you can do until it gets repetitive.
Yeah.
I say it to myself while I'm doing it. And it's like, but how else am I going to get across the fact to show some of the work? But then it's just everything in moderation.
I tend to, when I'm, because I do throw in those little montagey bits now. I tend to try and limit them to about 2 to 4 clips that are less than 10 seconds each.
Yeah, I'm about 10, 12 seconds.
So you get a sense of work has happened, but not long enough that you go, oh, jeez.
Yeah, how long is this going to go on for? Yeah, and I think, so I'm about the same length.
Yeah. On that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Back to the studio. Because you give that long, and then when you do your clipping in Resolve, it's not like blinking, you'll miss it, but it's not so long that you think, geez.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've seen that low-level shot of the tractor enough that I know what it looks like now.
I know what the hay texture, the tedding texture looks like. Yeah. I know what the cultivating texture looked like. Yeah.
To be fair, the big bud at the low angle does look awesome.
Oh, it does actually.
It's a nice. That might be my thumbnail.
We might have to do quite selfish thumbnails this week.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up because
we should, because we are at the minute sub 1 hour,
and we're definitely in rambling territory. So
we are. Yeah. I was about to say you're rubbing off on me, but
yeah.
Anyway, and that's been cool.
Yeah, enjoyed that. So hopefully we can arrange to do it again next week.
Yes, hopefully so.
Yeah.
Let's get back into a bit more of a rhythm.
That would be good. So see you next week, mate.
Hopefully so. Catch you later, mate.
Bye.
Bye.